Our story is set in the years when London was going through a very grim phase. It was struck by the Great Plague. In such trying situations, somewhere in London, down a narrow lane, Mrs. Dakota Bell is seen to be up before anyone else in her household. She is seen to be tying her hair in a very tight bun, just like the way she puts her family together on the right tracks of order and discipline. She might look stern and shrewd from the outside, but was a lady with a good heart. With a tremendous pressure on her shoulders, she almost forgot how beautiful she looked when she smiled. Her husband, Mr. Fred Bell, works at the nearby dock and earns just enough to keep them from starving. She works all night stitching garments to keep them warm on cold days. In this process, she has exhausted every bit of optimism that she had in herself.
On the other hand, Liberty Harris is Dakota's friendly neighbor, who is very frank in her words. She is kind, good-natured, fresh, jovial, and bubbly. Her husband, Kevin Harris, works at the nearby church and earns a little bit more than Mr. Bell. But she never brags of it. She always spreads positivity, something which is now totally bizarre for Dakota. She thinks it's naive of her to be optimistic. Unlike Dakota, Liberty is fearless and smiles heart out. Here we are progressing with one of their conversations, which might add a pinch of positivity in your outlook in present-day situation.
Who's there?
It's me, Liberty. Open the door, Dee.
Come on in.
I think good days are not any far, Dee. I have good news. Remember Mr. Whitby, working as a minister at the church Kevin is in?
Oh yes, he has been eating quite bad lately. Poor family. The kids are yet to be raised. Good Lord, help them.
Well, he's back from the grip of death. He has been recovering quite great lately. All thanks to Mrs. Whitby for her constant mental support and optimistic views.
It must have spread to the other members of the family. Heavens, what a fate.
And hey, you know what? The countrysides are not affected that bad. I tell you, Dee, happy times are approaching.
Liberty, do you think we can count on that? To be happy yet? The dying cities, the fleets of dead ships. Oh Lord, save us. How could you even see any hope anywhere, huh?
Well, you won't believe what happened.
What?
I had a dream last night. I saw all these miseries vanish, singing and dancing in glee. Streets filled with lights of candles, people baking cakes and cookies. It felt like Christmas. And I have a feeling it's gonna come true.
It's only a dream, Liberty. And we all know that they never come true.
Oh no, they do. Last time I dreamt of flowers, and guess what?
What?
Kevin came home carrying a bouquet of roses.
The only flower that I expect from Fred is over my grave.
Don't be so negative at all times, Dee. Life is beautiful enough if you hold on tight to good things.
How could you be so oblivious, woman? Haven't you got eyes? People are dying all around. Families after family are vanishing due to the Black Death. And here you are, singing and baking with joy. Ha!
But, Dee, dark times are not constant, are they? They come and go like waves on the ocean. We just need to be patient and keep smiling in the face of challenges.
Yeah, easier for you, but not for me. At least, you don't have to save penny by penny to keep the fire alive so that your family doesn't freeze to death. And you don't need to stitch all night to keep your child from starving. You don't need to live in the constant fear that your husband might lose his job. Do you?
But, Dee,
Who could say that we aren't the next? Huh? Who could say that?
calm down, Dakota. All the time telling is to look at the brighter side. I know people are losing their loved ones, but believe me, this time for too pass. We will survive this too.
You're gifted with such good thoughts, Lee. Never lose them.
And so are you, Dee. Please smile. Smile for the fact that no one in your neighborhood is yet affected. Smile for the fact that no one in your family is ailing. Smile for the fact that you are alive and breathing. Smile for the fact that you have got another sunshine to see. Smile for the fact that however it may be, but you can see yourself through all these hardships.
Dakota smiled. After so many years, she finally smiled. She felt like a heavy load lifting from her heart. By the next autumn, plague was almost eradicated from London. Yes, people were still dying, but comparatively less in number. People started to refashion their lives with tranquility and happiness. We should never forget that positivity is what that marks one's victory, and negativity is what holds back. Humanity has seen the warships of pandemics before and came through it. Times are hard enough. Let's not make it harder by being a pessimist. Let's follow the rules with a positive outlook, because in the end of the day, all that we need is to smile. So, keep smiling. It looks beautiful on you.